So, in this video today, we are going to talk about how much money you need to set aside in order to live off of your entire investment. If this is something that interests you, go ahead, like, and subscribe to show your support. I am Rashad from Hit the Road to F.I.R.E channel, and in this episode from our educational series what we are going to look at in particular is something called the 4% rule, and that basically shows you how much you need to put aside for a living from your investment. Now you can actually live on different types of investment such as real estate, stock market, or income-generating business. However, what we will use as an example is a passive investment in the stock market. So the point here of this strategy is simply to invest your money and invest a large amount of it. Then you will basically live on the interest income or the growth of that money without touching the capital or your initial investment. Then your money can last forever. Now, the sooner you can retire is depending on how much money you can save and how little money you spend each month. We will make it short by following a 3-step strategy. Step 1, be economical. Spend as little money as possible, because what you are ultimately looking to do is to save and invest enough money that provides interest or dividends or whatever growth is, which will pay for your monthly living expenses. Being frugal and saving as much money as possible will serve two different purposes here. The less you live on, the more your salary will be able to save. And the more your salary will be able to save, the more you will be able to contribute to a freedom fund that will eventually pay for all your living expense. Second of all, by spending as little money as possible each month, you do not actually need to save so much money to live on interest or money growth. Step 2, save 50 to 70%. If you want to work from the age of 20 to 30 and not work for the rest of your life, you have to take some strong action, so you must live on a microscopic amount of money. Step 3, invest in an area that offers a return of at least 7%. You may be intimidated by inflation. However, the 4% rule, which is also known as the safe withdrawal rate, SWR, is based on two financial averages. First, the 4% rule says that your stock portfolio will grow at an average rate of 7% annually. Second, because the average rate of inflation is 3%, you can safely withdraw 4% of that growth, leaving 3% behind to keep up with inflation. Because you're only spending the average incremental growth from your portfolio, in theory you should never run out of money. But first, you need to determine your freedom number. Let us suppose that you need $1,000 monthly, so what we are going to do is to multiply it by 12 in order to get our annual expenses, which is $12,000. Now by following the 4% rule in the first place, we will multiply 12,000 by 25 as a sum we have $300,000. But the trick is, this is our current freedom number. What we require is to adjust it with the inflation. So if we are planning to retire in 10 years, we need to determine how much forward money is equal to the current 12,000. So 12,000 times 1.03 power 10 equals $16,127. This is what we have to multiply by 25, so after 10 years our freedom becomes $16,127 times 25 equals $403,175. Moreover, and just to clarify, every extra $100 a month or an additional $40,317.5 needed in your freedom fund in order to support the $100 of monthly spending. The last step after this strategy is passive investing in the stock market. In fact, the Warren Buffett style, or more specifically, what Warren Buffett recommends for beginners. Passive investing in index funds, and if you are not familiar with it, I will explain it in one of the next episodes, but what I want you to know for now, index funds are basically a method that allows you to have a diversified exposure to the stock market where you don't essentially choose which stocks will outperform, you own the entire market. So the people who follow this strategy are not trying to beat the market, they are not stock traders or pickers. They invest passively in these index funds. One of the most popular is the S&P 500. And basically what you're doing is buying a small piece of the 500 biggest American companies. And all the different dividends these companies pay out are grouped together, and then you earn an average dividend from the ETF. And over the past 100 years, the stock market has returned an average of 10% annually or 7% real with an inflation adjustment. So even with your drawing based on historical data, you'll never touch the principal. I will leave you a link in the description in order to let you calculate your monthly contribution and all that we above talked about. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. See you guys next Monday.